I made a long video a few minutes ago talking about the burn, talking about how the burn went. I looked up and it was 20 minutes long. It's unnecessary. Let me give you an update about what took place today. Brace for Landing started off the day, raced well. I was really, really happy with Brace for Landing, and I'll tell you why. For those of you, only one of you noticed. Only one of you noticed. You knew who you were. Brace for Landing got pretty pacey coming off the car. That's why it looked like he was going to get away second, and all of a sudden it was fifth. He got really, really shuffly, pacey. I just scoop him up, and usually when horses do that, they run. Not very often do they settle. Not very often are you able to allow them to collect themselves and get back on the trot. It just doesn't happen like that very often. And I have to say that was an impressive maneuver by Brace for Landing. To get pacey and out of gear, he was literally on the brink. And then to come all the way back from that, settle, focus, get himself back into the race and attack down the lane. That was a very, very impressive mile, whether you noticed it or not. It really was. So I have to ask myself, why would he get pacey? The usual suspects would be feet, but I would think on the end of the mile is where you'd see him get pacier, and I chased him the whole way down the lane. I had to scoop him up. Ronnie's horse veered out a little bit, and I had to he was on the right line really hard too today, but that's not new for him. He's done that before. He's worn a roller burr on the left before, but we didn't need it when he came from Mohawk the night he raced at Scioto and won in 54. I believe we just had a head pole on him, a normal head pole. Now he's wearing a line pole and a bit burr and a Murphy blind. Tim's going to have him checked out by the vet tomorrow, and I asked him, maybe at the dentist look at him also. It's odd that he would hook that line that hard. Almost as odd that he would get pacey where he did coming off the car. But for him to gather himself up and have the composure to get back in the race and attack down the lane the way he did, that was an A-plus effort today from that horse, and I think he can be helped. I'm eager to see what Tim and his veterinarian and hopefully the dentist finds with this guy, because the power was certainly there. He wasn't at 100%, and that's why another reason I think we can truly help him for his next race. But a good race overall from Brace for Landing today. I got to Northfield. I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking my best shot's La Dorian. I'm thinking that insider trading, I don't know how the race is going to go. And then I get on the track. The track was terrible tonight. It was very, very deep. It was a poor surface tonight. And then the wind really picked up for the last race. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And this, as I think about the whole night, as I'm on my way home, I'm thinking about the whole night. And it played out in a way where 1 + 1 = 2. And I'll explain that right now. Insider trading raced is good, probably better than she's raced all year long, right? I drove her in a way that you couldn't drive her all year long. I tried to move her third over from sixth. Remember when I laid parked with her about 4 starts ago, and she got out of the gear and run for 2 steps down the backstretch? It really was not useful at all. I ended up on the move with her just past the quarter. I'm second over. I'm 3 wide down the backstretch. I'm 2 wide in the last turn. I think that's important. As the rest of the night played out, it became evident why. The surface down along the rail was absolutely terrible, and it was extremely taxing for the horses on the front. Now, there were some horses that still plowed right through it, right? But insider trading with her open-toed shoes up front, it was impressive that she did that work. But again, she was out in the firmer part of the track, out in the 2 and 3 wide lane. Lover's Play, in the last turn, I could have swore there was cement on her feet. She just felt exhausted for a filly that went, 29-4, 101-4? Like, it was extremely pedestrian. And that third turn, which was the first turn, but I was 2 wide in the first turn. In the third turn, the second time around, it just felt like it took us forever to come out of that turn. And down the backstretch, she had very little offer. I called on her a little bit, and I'm like, it's not turning out the way I hoped. I think this guy behind me might have me. I didn't think the 25-1 shot would get me, but she raced as good as she could. She just felt exhausted. And that became clear the last horse we raced. Now, of course, Mr. Collins' horse, Early Play, he pulled that on Beau 3 starts back, 2 starts back, ran. You never paced. And when we were working with this horse, when he first arrived at the barn, we were changing things around, and I trained him rather hard, very hard. 4 days for the race, I trained him in 2.6, last half in 1.1 in the jog cart, 4 days out. And then we warmed him up 2 trips. We had some vet work done on him, and then we raced him. I was on pins and needles in Harrisburg watching the race. He was a winner. He raced great. Horse raced fantastic. And then we decided to do it. It was only fair. Everything I'm about to tell you is in hindsight, so it's unfair. I was angry. I was boiling after the race for a number of reasons. It's embarrassing when a horse goes out and does that. It's embarrassing for me as a driver. It's embarrassing for us as a stable. And it made me angry because we didn't train him hard this week. You know, we just went easy with him. Horse raced well, just wanted a nice, comfortable, easy week and let him ease into the rotation. Well, it doesn't always work that way with athletes, does it? Some need to work a little harder than others. And when it came to this guy, the 2 things that were missing were that hard training mile and a little bit of veterinarian work. Now, I didn't find him sore or lame tonight. He seemed okay to me, but he would not pace. He paced for about 15 strides total in the entire mile. And that's just unacceptable. So as I said, now he's on the list. He's got to qualify. So I said to Jason, if this horse is staying here, he's going back on a schedule or he's working hard until we are absolutely 100% positive that when he comes to the track, he paces. There's no gray area. And it really bothered me. But as I said, I'm getting a little heated now about it. But that's all in hindsight, right? I could have told him to train him, hey, I'm in Harrisburg Saturday. I want you, hey, Jason, what are your thoughts on early play? Maybe we should train him hard. What do you think? And he probably would have. I could have went the last trip with him tonight, turned him, put the hobbles on him, and warmed him up and paced, made sure that he did it. I didn't do that. I didn't want to rock the boat because I thought the same way that Jason did. Horse raced well. Let's reward him with an easy week. And all that happened was it blew up in our face. So very disappointed with that horse. But as I said, we know what worked. Let's get back to what worked. It's unfortunate now that we have to qualify him. Now I have to qualify I'm Ready too next week also. He will qualify. He schooled good today. Jason went with him. Now if I can't qualify him at Northfield, if I have obligations at the Meadows, fine. I will I'll take him to the Meadows on Tuesday. Qualify I'm Ready too and Ready Play. I think is that his name? Ready Play? Early Play. I'll qualify Early Play at the Meadows on Tuesday morning also. And then the last race, La Dorienne, trust me when I tell you, I picked her shoes up after. Yeah, she's got full swedges with some borium. It's not near enough for that track, nor should we need any more that are on her shoes. But got to the first turn, get into that deep, loose, shelly track, and she just spun over and rolled off. Now the rail horse was kind of pushing through the inside, and I had to check her just a little bit. But still, the way I felt going into that turn, I don't know. She might have got a little money, but she wasn't winning. She was flat. She was really struggling through that track. So the fact that she was struggling, maybe we do need to go a little more aggressive with her grab up front. Go to 3 little, maybe even winter toe corks rather than just a line of borium. But again, that's something we can talk about tomorrow, Jason and I. There's no one to blame. I'll tell you if it was my fault. It was not. It was not the horse's fault. I guarantee you 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that it was the surface. It just was a poor surface tonight. We're only human, whether it's the track crew or whether it's the trainers or the drivers. I've made plenty of mistakes, right? Went out of there with a long shot tonight, got parked. Everybody makes mistakes, but we all need to do better sometimes, and track just needs to be in better shape than that. It was not in proper racing form tonight. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. It's supposed to pour rain all day. Our best shot is the horse that's picked to win from the 8 hole, I believe. Pickpocket, ready for landings in a good spot. One of Burke's is in there, I believe. That pretty nice horse too. Greatest Endings dropping down in class a little bit, has the rail. He struggled to get away from the rail last week. I wonder how Brett's going to get away from the rail tomorrow. Patrick DePrano, you can pitch him from post 9 up a class. I don't like your chances. I don't like any of our chances tomorrow with him. Captain Incredible, again, post 8, first start or not. I know everybody thinks this horse is bionic. We are trying to turn this into a really nice colt, whether it happens this year or next year. Either way, I'm not going to color outside the lines. You're not going to see me leaving out of there with Captain Incredible. So I wouldn't bother popping the popcorn. I'm probably going to get away 6th or 7th. Now, he is a layover on paper, but he still has to go out and do his work. Is the track going to be hard as a rock? Is he going to be comfortable on the track tomorrow? These are all things I can't tell you until we get to the track and get on the track. Save America tomorrow. Hanner's kid's going to get another chance with him, so good luck tomorrow. Admiral Dio. All I can say about Admiral Dio is he's 3-1 tomorrow. I expect him to race well. If he does not get in next week, he will be going to Pennsylvania. He is not going to race every 2 weeks. He's not a thoroughbred, and I'm not going to race horses this way. I find it extremely hard to believe that we have a maiden pacer that has raced 3 times in 6 weeks. It's very frustrating to me. So if he does, I'm sure he'll do well tomorrow. If he does not get in next Thursday, he will be on a truck to Pennsylvania, 100% for sure. And Rock Shining Star, 10-hole tomorrow, 6-1. I'm going to be interested. I'm going to be very interested to watch this race tomorrow. Good luck to all my partners. Friday's going to be a lot of fun. Yo, Mister, no surprise. Somebody said, Anthony, Yo, Mister fits in Almors at 1,500. Why is he in the Almors at 5,000? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they don't let you drop a million classes. They don't let you drop from the backup class at Mohawk to the bottom class at Dayton or the Meadows. We asked Dayton, where would you like to put this horse? They said, Almors at 8,000. Okay. Hey, Meadows, where are you going to put this horse? Almors at 5,000. Meadows it is. He's 6-5 tomorrow. It's a good spot for him to be in. Marching fourth, first start on Lasix. My first time ever driving him tomorrow, or Friday, sorry. So it should be a lot of fun. I like the way the horse moves. I like his gait. He did bleed last week. He did have mucus. He's completely overhauled and trained up. He should be sharp for Friday. 3-point blue chip, although he's 6-1. I think he's in a good spot again for Kane on Friday. Tenacious Hanover off 2 weeks. I have no idea how he'll be. We'll see. Spitfire Overseas rounding into shape. He should be fine. Texong Soprano makes his first start at the Big M at the Meadowlands on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. Our last starter on Saturday is 7:35. And then Sunday, what a train wreck. I'm Fancy Like comes back from Yonkers, and she draws 7, 8, 8. Cool. That's some bad luck right there. 2 bad starts at Yonkers, 3 bad posts at Northfield Park. Not what I was expecting for I'm Fancy Like. So she's got the 8-hole at 7:28 post time. Be a little later on Sunday, and I get to stick around to 11 o'clock to race Purple People Eater from post 7, I believe, also. Yeah, post 7. 7 and 8-hole on Sunday. Good for us. Wow. Anyway, that's a complete recap of what day is it today? Of Wednesday evening. It feels like it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 37 minutes after midnight right now. I will be asleep in 10 minutes. I am tired. It's been a long day. Up tomorrow to race in the pouring rain. Take care. I wish everybody good luck that is racing tomorrow and the next day and all weekend. Right now it's just that transitional time. We're trying to find the right spot with the right horse. And we'll get it done. We'll get it done. So, take care. Talk to you all tomorrow.